All right, Aquarius. Sorry, I have been MIA for a while, but I'm back. Even have a couple of new decks, which I'm only going to really use one of my new decks today. But yeah, sorry, things have been crazy. I'm sure you guys all understand. Things have been insane. But I hope everything's been going okay for you guys. You have the Empress in the past. So you could be dealing with, in the past, a Taurus or Libra, or just had a lot of abundance in the past. Let's see. In the present, we have the Strength card. So, could presently be dealing with a Leo, or really just found that inner strength within yourself if you've been through a lot. In the future, we have the Seven of Swords. So this could be you, or you could be dealing with another air sign, Libra or Gemini, or another Aquarius as well. Or just somebody trying to get away with something. Just being sneaky. Or maybe just being selfish, and that's you being selfish and just keeping to yourself. She has like a wolf on her head, the head of a wolf on her head, so she seems pretty savage. What could be blocking you is the Eight of Swords. So really just being stuck in your head, although you can get out of that. Oh, well, I guess I don't even have to shuffle through that. So that could just be you being stuck in your head, which is kind of typical for an air sign. So that very well could be it. So for your oracle cards, we have locked doors can now be opened. Choose your words carefully. So let's get some clarification here. I'm just going to be clarifying the present and the future to get some insight. Ooh, good Lord. Okay, these two just want to come. Oh, there's three. Lord. Okay. I left a card here when I picked up the deck too. Wow, this okay. So for your Strength card here, we have the 10 of Pentacles, the 4 of Pentacles, and the 4 of Swords. So like the 10 of Pentacles is like, to me, that's like, you know, generation after generation of like, it's like family. And it's like abundance in family. The weird thing about this card is that you do have somebody sneaky holding one of the pieces from the game board underneath. Like they took it. But overall, because this is an upright card, I feel like this is abundance, and maybe there has been a focus on family, because maybe you felt like before you were being robbed of that family time, possibly, or maybe you just got reunited with a family member. I don't think it's I don't believe it's reuniting, but this is a general reading, so for some of you maybe, but maybe there's just been more of a highlight on the value of family with the 10 of Pentacles. And you just feeling maybe a sense of greed with what belongs to you. So anything that's yours, you've took, I mean, this can be a negative card, but maybe for whatever reason, you just felt like you've had to be selfish. But maybe just being careful, and maybe that's the strength in you. Like you were like, hey, like I need to be selfish. Like I'm giving to everyone else, so now I want to focus on my family. And then we have the Four of Swords. So really, really just taking a rest, taking a break with your, that's what I feel like. I feel like this is like more about your family. So that's where the focus has been. Like you've been selfish and taking back that time for your family and resting and taking a break from all the things that you were doing. And because I'm going to throw this back in the deck, but when I initially picked up the deck, I left this card down. It was the Ace of Pentacles. So there really could be an offer to, maybe you'll be able to focus on something that will be able to provide you more stability, money, because you're taking power. You're taking power over your life right now, is what I see here. I feel like you're really taking power over your life. But the only thing, again, that can stop you, that Eight of Swords, is being too stuck in your head about things when you just need to live life. So to clarify the Seven of Swords, we have the Three of Pentacles. So it's like, I mean, it's really, it's like you're not willing to work as a team with anybody at all. Because we have a lot of Swords energy. That means whatever has you on guard, or whatever has had to make you have that strength and because I just see like whatever happened, I'm having a feeling that with the Four of Pentacles and the Seven of Swords in the future, even with like really everything on this board, I can assume that you're retreating from something that used to be normal in your life. So whether that was like a hobby or a job or volunteering or anything really, like whatever you used to invest a lot of your time in, I don't feel like you're investing your time on that anymore, and you're being selfish. And which selfish can be a good thing to a certain extent, but if you overdo it, like you got to find those boundaries, I suppose. Sorry if it gets loud. Got a train coming. Hopefully I don't have to pause this. I might have to pause it or cut it out, like just take a break and let this thing go by. I will say the one thing that's lacking from this reading is any cups. There's no cups here on this spread whatsoever. So I feel like you have not had any focus on like love or your emotions. Like you haven't even been reflecting. I don't feel like you've been reflecting on that, or maybe you're suppressing that with the Eight of Swords being what's blocking you, because Swords is a lot of logic and just like your mental state, like so the way you think and the way you talk. So I feel like you're suppressing your emotions, and you're not really trying to love per se. Like even with your family card, this is Pentacles. You're like, I'm gonna focus on the values of my family and keeping my family together and spending time with my family, building that relationship. not to say there is a lack of love there, obviously, if you're investing your time in that, but I just feel like just in general with your emotions and with the topic love, I don't feel like you're really touching base on that right now at all. Like, and I just feel like in the future you're just kind of taking your stuff and you're going and you're by yourself. Like, you don't want to do any teamwork. You don't want to... You're just really not trying to mess with people like that. But, you know, sometimes you have to go, like, this is... So right now you're going through a big life change. So in the past you went through a big life change. In the present you're going through a big life change. Now the future is always up for grabs if this is not how you want to see your future. I mean, like, this is definitely changeable, but... everything does happen for a reason. So it says locked doors can now be open. So it's like, I wouldn't have been surprised if I kept going on this spread, that if the world, I wouldn't have been surprised if the world card came out, to be honest, because I feel like you're closing a chapter in your life and you're opening a new chapter with the key. But I just feel like with this, a lot of the sword energy and like you got the fire of Leo here, because it's like sword energy. I'm glad to see that there's some earth, because that means at least something's grounding you. But when you have air and fire, it's like you ignite something. And so sometimes when you say things, they come off really intense. So just kind of maybe choosing your battles. Maybe like you want to leave a couple, of your battles, or a couple of your words behind. Like, you don't have to throw your swords or daggers at everybody. Sometimes some things are better left unsaid. Yeah, some things really are better left unsaid. But yeah, I mean, that's let me see what else I have here by any chance. Let's see. Yeah, I definitely see you starting. It's like right now you're ending, going into the end of a journey, like a chapter, and then you're going to begin one here in the future. So again, just to kind of summarize, I got like the biggest, the cards. So you really could be dealing with anything except for a water sign. I don't see anything about a Cancer, Scorpio, or Pisces at all in this reading. But otherwise, the major cards that stick out to me is the Taurus and Libra here with the Empress, which could very well be so because we have a lot of Earth cards and swords, Earth and Air. And then we have the Leo, which is kind of like the one-off because that's really, besides the Strength card, you have no fire energy either, actually. So you actually really don't have a lot of fire energy either. It's mostly Earth and Air, which means that you have probably felt like you've been going through a frustrating time, is what I sense. So yeah. Got a couple 4 cards, a couple 8s. Yeah, I mean, that's all I can really get out of this today. I think that's the gist of it. I mean, this is a general reading, so I suppose if anything's to get you through this time, I feel like you're finding yourself. Just don't stay too long in your head. Just don't stay too, I understand like getting out on your own, finding who you are and starting this new chapter, but don't self-sabotage yourself, basically, is what I'm saying. And then just really be careful what you say. Sometimes leave some things sometimes you just need to not bother with certain things. and keep it pushing. And I think you'll be okay. Like I said, locked doors can now be open, so things you never thought were a possibility, they are going to now be a possibility. So no worries there. But best of luck, Aquarius. Again, this is your new November 2018 reading. If you like, be sure to like and subscribe, and I will talk to you guys next month. Thank you.